As you take a look at the bottom of your screen, the starters for Atlanta. Alicia Gray, turnaround on the left side. Early cooking for Gray.
And that's that move that's become automatic, both from the left and the right side. The one dribble spin, then the pull-up fadeaway jumper.
Phoenix with the ball, strikes back as you're looking at the bottom left. Their starters for tonight as well. Noemi Rochon, the rookie, who's been able to step in her first year. Averaging about 5 points per game and gets the early look. Angel Reese left alone and just short on the three.
No hesitation. I like the ball movement. That shot is there.
Kelsey Plum taking out her former Pac-12 buddy. As Jordan Canada took the dip, looks up the floor. This is what Carl Smesko wants to see. The pace of his team, and that's why. Early transition buckets.
They don't want to go against a set defense. They want to take advantage of the numbers in Atlanta, putting the speed, the Jets on full display early in this one.
Jordan Canada with the assist. She is chasing the franchise record. Needs 3 more to break it. Rochon pulls up, in and out.
Naz Hillman with another rebound. The one and dones will save possessions for Atlanta tonight.
Ryan Howard, fake the 3, off the deck. Creates space, counts the bucket.
And that is the player, Angel, that needs to be more consistent offensively for Atlanta. We know that she can defend, but offensively, Ryan Howard going early and aggressive is exactly what Atlanta needs. And right there, the and one play and completing it on the inside. It's good to see her going early.
Ryan Howard can complete the 3-point play here, and does. And Carl Smesko talked about how important it was for him not to talk about any type of drought that she has been in offensively. Back in double figures in the last game against the Aces. However, the 2 previous ones with single digits. But to see her going early is important.
I mean, Ryan Howard can score at will, so you know it's something else when she doesn't score. But Atlanta needs her on the offensive end every night.
Downhill, Angel Reese going at a former Terrapin as well, and Alyssa Thomas couldn't collect it on the second attempt. You're going to see a lot of bodies crowding Angel in this ball game. Plum, early dish to Rochon in the corner, and a flurry of buckets for the rookie Rochon.
Plum just drew in that attention, and you think she's going to shoot it because of her elite 3-point shooting, but right there, just unselfish. She knows how to make the right play.
Rochon with all 5 points for Phoenix. Jordan looking for help, finds Naz Hillman. Gray off the deck, pulls up with the left again. Count it.
I don't know if the defense knows personnel, but she is a lefty, so if you're not going to stop it, she's going to eat all night.
What we've learned, though, is that she is a lefty that, for whatever reason, likes to right though. Alyssa Thomas collects on the inside.
We know she's going to have constant motion and effort all throughout the night. I mean, 2 triple-doubles in her last 4 games, leads the entire league in triple-doubles. The history of the league, should I say.
All right, Tab, how about we take a look at the keys to winning the fight? They're sponsored by Mabra Law. We fight, you win, Mabra Law.
Well, Atlanta's defense has got to be on a string. You add in Kelsey Plum to this already stacked offense, the defense has to be even more intentional because of the threats. And then you look at the second chance punishment. Atlanta leads the league in offensive rebounds per game and second chance points. They got to make sure that they capitalize in that area tonight.
A lot of pressure on Kelsey Plum. She was able to get it back. Rochon short on the mid-range shot. Great transition defense that you're seeing from Phoenix, knowing that Atlanta leads the league in fast break points. Good luck.
That's the Ryan Howard that we're used to seeing in this arena, the one that steps behind the screens and shoots from almost the logo.
Carl Smesko said there was something as far as their transition defense for Atlanta that had to be improved on coming off of that Las Vegas loss.
I mean, Vegas is a tough team. I mean, they know how to win together.
Naz Hillman with a late whistle, got fouled. She'll get 2 at the charity stripe.
This is the Ryan Howard that Atlanta fans are used to seeing right here, sizing up the defense. You give her too much space, you think you're going to read the screen. Well, Ryan Howard just steps back and shoots the deep 3. The defense 1 step too late for a sharpshooter like Howard.
Sometimes you just need to see one fall down. Ryan Howard going back to the last or the previous 4 games, was just shooting 25% from the three-point line. There was a stretch even for Toronto where she went 0 for 7. But the confidence in her game from the players, from the coach, is an understanding of who she is and a constant reminder of who she is, and we're seeing it early in this game.
Absolutely, and that's what Atlanta needs from her early in this game. I think in the past there's some games where she might have taken a backseat early because of her defense, but I think the calling is for more offense from Ryan Howard without letting the defense kind of slip off.
Copper still looking for her first points of the game. AT sends it to Plum behind the 3.
Yep.
She can do that.
She's another one. I mean, I said in the open, she is queen of stepping behind the screens and shooting. Because of her size, she's had to learn how to shoot over bigger players.
Off the hand of Phoenix, it will stay with Atlanta with a reset 14 on the shot clock.
And right here, doesn't use the screen, and AT rescreens for Ryan Howard, goes under, and that's all the space that Kelsey Plum needs to get that one off.
It's very interesting to see Kelsey Plum and how she creates her shot. So she gave it to AT, but also her ability to create space to draw Ryan Howard right where she wanted her to step back up for the 3.
Yeah, and that's knowing personnel. If you're Ryan Howard on the next one, you're probably going to have to go over the top, but knowing Kelsey Plum, she's going to adjust that too and probably take you off the dribble.
Good to see AT and Bree Jones also having a conversation. As Carl Smesko in his 2nd season, building off of that 30-win season just a year ago, saying that playoffs is obviously something they talk about, but making sure they continue to grow with each game as well in the playoffs. Nate Tibbetts in his 3rd season had a 10-win improvement. They just shake hands for the first time before the game. Last year taking his team to the finals. Ryan Howard again, same spot, same results. Ryan Howard striking again.
It is hard to ignore a player who just last season was the only player to have multiple games with 9 3-point makes apiece.
What a dive by Alyssa Thomas. They're going to count the bucket. Bree Jones picks up the foul. She should know her former teammate from Maryland, as well as Connecticut, very well. Her ability to move so well without the ball.
I mean, you don't get 2 triple-doubles in your last 4 games out of no effort, and right there, the queen of the back door. When I say the scouting was on point in the open, it was on point. Alyssa Thomas can eat you up when it comes to passing back door or cutting herself.
Short on the free throw attempt. Phoenix, that has been an area where they have struggled this season, 10th in the league in free throw percentage. Izzy Borlase on the floor for Atlanta. Guarded by Kalia Copper. 7 on the shot clock for Atlanta. Bree Jones with the screen, trying to free up Jordan Canada. Angel Reese didn't think twice, short on the 3.
I thought Jordan Canada had that shot when she came off the screen and Bree Jones rolled. She had the spacing for a nice 17-footer.
Top 4 contender.
Thanks, Autumn. Alyssa Thomas on the inside. Like the matchup with Ryan Howard as well going against her.
I think she's matched up against everybody when it comes to Alyssa Thomas. I mean, she plays 1 through 5.
Another turnover for Atlanta. That'll be the 2nd of the night. There's a couple of miscommunication, miscues on these 2 turnovers. Dead ball turnovers for Atlanta. Hoping not to give up any points off of this one. Plum.
Just so
the narrative.
Just so good how she gets underneath the taller player, and she does it with that first quick step. She gets past you with her speed and then just extends out with that arm.
Backdoor. How about Angel Reese with the 2-man game from Bree Jones?
And I like that Reese has gotten comfortable with getting it through different double teams. It'll be a defender in the front and in the back, but if the pass is right, she goes and gets it.
Kalia Copper was guarded by Jordan Canada, who is bent over right now.
And right here, look at that. 1 pass, 2 pass. Look at how Bree Jones gets it to the right angle and then passes it over not 1 but 2 defenders, and then the help side is too late. And then on the other end, you've got Jordan Canada, who defends the post a lot on switches, but right there just gets hit on the cut.
Still holding her mouth, coming past our scores table. There's a little bit of blood
Oh, yeah.
there, so the training staff will have to address that issue before she is able to return again.
Copper just a little wild with the flailing of the arms, that right arm going for the catch. I don't think she meant to do it, but definitely an errant hand.
So in the absence of Jordan Canada, Jalen Sherrod will get her first look of the ball game. Coaches loved her tenacity, which she's been able to do on the defensive end, stepping in, especially in the absence of Tahina Pow. Bree Jones stretching the floor.
I knew one was coming. She shot a couple of them in the last game versus Vegas. Didn't look as comfortable. But you got to remember, Bree Jones did a little bit of that last season, stretching the floor with her three-point shooting.
Biggest lead for Atlanta. Backdoor, Kalia Copper. Quick strike.
This team is so good at cutting to the basket, to the rim, without having to have the ball inside of their hands.
Angel Reese, there is no backline help, which leads to another bucket. Angel Reese now with 6 points, 2 rebounds. Sammy Wickham going at Jalen Sherrod, completely stripped away. And they'll say it's a jump ball, and that's exactly what Carl Smesko loves about her minutes.
I mean, excellent defense. She almost got beat on the first step right here. Sammy Wickham had her. Look how she recovers, slides her feet, and cuts off the baseline, gets the jump ball, and forces or doesn't allow Sammy Wickham with an easy 2.
A player with so much intensity, also that experience coming from New York, and when they won the title a couple of seasons ago. Let's see who wins the tip. Atlanta finally, after about 3 seconds, corrals the ball in. Gray looking for space, weaving, finds Jalen Sherrod. Angel Reese will settle things down, finds Gray. All the way to the rim.
Yep.
A scribble, G scribble on full display.
That first step was lethal. She got past a couple defenders, but I like that Alicia Gray is identifying that the paint is her superpower. I say it every single game because it works for Alicia Gray. It gets her going quick, but it's the ball movement right here coming off the Angel Reese screen. And you got Alicia Gray who just attacks multiple defenders inside of the paint and finishes.
So quick on the other end, a foul by Alicia Gray. Hayai able to knock down the free throw. 26-19 lead, under 3 minutes to play in the first quarter. We've seen the pace from Atlanta. Hoping to get some updates on also Jordan Canada if she's able to return, but Jalen Sherrod has definitely held her own in the few minutes she's been on the floor. Outside of that last one where she hits the deck.
Took on some contact from a larger player trying to get through screens. And those screens at the top of the key, boy, they have been a point of emphasis in the league so far this season, but Sherrod, a much smaller player, just gets taken out.
Atlanta has scored on 4 of their last attempts down the floor, but another turnover.
A little too much thunder from one of the Thunder twins on that pass, but the high-low has been something that Atlanta has been looking forward to when it comes to their front court players.
Thanks for the gentle reminder on the nickname between the duo. Six on the shot clock. 18, the spin, finds Ayayi. Jalen Sherrod, so quick, finds Gray. Nas Hillman in the corner, bounced around, nothing there.
The spacing for Atlanta was not there on that play, but they found something with it.
Roshan, as Nas Hillman is trying to keep AT out of the paint. The back door finds Natasha Mack and blocked by Angel Reese.
Excellent recovery from Reese on the block.
Natasha Mack seeing how it feels as she's one of the leading blockers in the league right now. Reese, drive, kick, Nas again. Atlanta rolling offensively, 29-19.
Whenever Atlanta has a poor shooting night, the way they did against Vegas, they usually come back the next game and rebound, and they're doing just that. 4 of 8, 50% from 3.
64% from the floor, but Alyssa Thomas, if you get caught sleeping, she'll take advantage.
And this is where Atlanta's so dangerous. Defense to offense, the nice recovery from Reese with the block from behind on Mack, and the next play led to the three-point make from Naz Hillman. That is the defense to offense that Carl Smesco is talking about with Atlanta, not going against a set defense.
Naz Hillman picks up her first foul. That gives AT a look at the free throw line, and she knocks it down. Ryan Howard, Bree Jones now on the floor. Pulls up from the top of the key. It might be scary hours.
She probably came in here all day yesterday and did nothing but shoot threes, trying to get it back. Had a good showing against Vegas, but she knows that this team needs her offense consistently.
First player in double figures. Ryan Howard 3 for 3 from outside. She has 12. Less than 30 seconds. Alyssa Thomas bodying on the inside. She is like a freight train.
She finds a way. It is crazy how she finds a way, whether she's dishing to her teammates or doing the scoring herself. And look at her coming down the court, orchestrating the offense.
So Tierra Cruz actually gave Nate Tibbetts a warning about the coach's box, and he crossed it. He was somewhat down here with us for a second, and so that will lead to a technical free throw.
Yeah, referees ain't having that today. She said you're gonna have to stay in your space.
While we're on the officials, Tierra Cruz, the crew chief, Angelica Suffren, and Jason Alabanza, also the officials for tonight.
And Nate Tibbetts is still pleading his case, saying, I wasn't even there.
He's hovering. About a 2-second difference between the game and shot clock. 10 on the ticker for Atlanta to work with. Jalen weaving through. Finding Naz Hillman, lines it up, off on the 3. Rebound goes down to Phoenix. They'll have to heave it, don't get it. Gray working around with the wheel route, and the 3 goes down yet again for Atlanta.
Ooh, the defense was just a half second too slow because Rashant was right there, but Alicia Gray's release was much faster.
Perfect execution. As Jordan Canada comes down with the rebound. Surveying the floor, Euro step on the inside. Not enough mustard on it.
Yeah, a bit too many defenders inside of the paint too as well. I wanted to see JC bring that one back out. She was trying to take advantage of the numbers, but Phoenix did a good job of recovering on the defensive end.
A tip up top, the pressure we're seeing from the perimeter causing some issues for Phoenix. That's their fourth turnover. Alicia Gray from 3.
She knocked down her first 3 threes, which means that defenders are now going to be hedging out harder on her and closing out harder. So now she takes you off the dribble and draws the foul. Bait and switch.
It's the versatility that we get to see from Ryan Howard, named an all-star this season. 4-time all-star now in her career. Kelsey Plum looking for space. Head down, going against Canada. She's like a bulldog trying to create on the inside.
But so smart, though, because she kind of created the space with the little shoulder shove, but it was so subtle that the refs aren't going to make that call. It was brilliant.
Borlays on the Nash dribble. Looking around, footwork. On the left, Bree Jones snatched it out of the air for 2.
The top 2 offensive rebounders in franchise history are back-to-back on that one. Good luck to any team trying not to get that offensive rebound.
It's got to be high on their scouting list. Knowing where those 2 are on the floor, Another look for DeWanna Bonner outside. Approaching the halfway mark here in the second quarter. Biggest lead for Atlanta has been 15. Phoenix has been able to cut into that here in the second. Plum left alone and some knee-to-knee contact with AT and Ryan Howard. She's taking a minute trying to see if she can walk that off. That's the first for Alyssa Thomas.
Yeah, Howard got a zinger on the side of the thigh is what it looks like, and you need a minute when you get those. She's gonna take a seat and try to let the sting of it wear off.
Officially under the 5-minute mark. Jordan Canada getting downhill. Gets it back in the corner for the three and missed everything.
And that's a tough angle because the depth perception on that side just throws you off on the three-pointer.
Alyssa Thomas was going at Bree Jones. It looked like it got knocked away. But they are saying the foul is going against Bree Jones, which would be her second.
And I'm with Bree on that one. I didn't see much more of the contact. It was all ball. If anything, Alyssa Thomas went into her with the right arm and the elbow.
Down low, and one player that Bree Jones knows better than anyone on the floor is Alyssa Thomas. The two spent years together in Connecticut, and Bree told me what continues to stand out about AT is not just her talent, but it's her consistency. She added Alyssa's longevity is a testament to who she is. Despite everything she's battled through over the years, she's continued to attack the game with the same competitiveness and relentlessness to win after every single season. And Bree also called AT a leader from the very beginning for her, saying she learned from her every day as a teammate. She couldn't just pick one thing when I asked what she's learned from her, but she said on the receiving end, I was on the other end of it a lot of the times for a lot of those passes that she was able to get.
Thank you, Autumn. And Angel Reese on that last one picks up back-to-back fouls. Still confused on what happened here.
You can see her clear out to get some space, and I'm not sure I saw it either because that's what you're taught to do as a post player. Her arms were up and open wide, but I guess just the forcefulness of displacing DeWanna Bonner was too much for the refs.
Kelsey Plum gets the left look as they are on now of a run. 13-4 for Phoenix. Bree Jones with her footwork and the dish to Angel Reese. That is textbook offense.
So smart when they make the easy play. No one can stop it. You suck in two defenders and you just give it off to your next post player.
Alyssa Thomas, that left side of the defense for Atlanta.
What's going on?
Might have to wake up a little.
Oh, Carl Smesco, they write something up over there. What they gonna do on that backside defense?
Roshan guarding Gray. Very strong pass to Angel Reese that gets blocked by Bonner. It's a foot race. Ryan Howard against Copper off the backboard. What a block by Ryan Howard, has everyone on their seats.
Get up there, kid. Give it back to her. Give her a heat check. Find Ryan Howard for the three.
Instead, Kelsey Plum comes up with it. I will say it's a foul going against Atlanta. I'll let you break this down.
We've had 2 shots blocked in the league off the backboard this year, and I think this is number 1 right here. Ryan Howard, you can see her chasing Copper down in her peripheral vision, and she gets that one up high. She was close to the rim, Angel.
It was one of those moments that you were anticipating. You didn't know what was going to happen, but the way that you've seen red in the eyes of Ryan Howard to start this ball game, you just grabbed the popcorn. Kelsey Plum is at the free throw line. She'll get 2 after the foul from Bree Jones. She now is sitting with 2 fouls as well.
Not to make me stand up from the table like I'm a fan in this piece. But
AIE will check in for Phoenix.
The defense, though, that we were talking about when it comes to the all-defensive team and what Autumn was telling us about Ryan Howard being at the top of that first team all defense. She's making a case with that block for sure.
That will raise the brow of the voters for sure. Bree Jones hands it off to Ryan Howard. Pulls up, just off the mark. Bree Jones tried to tap it to herself. Alyssa Thomas on the deck, all hands on the floor. And she comes out with the rock. Kelsey Plum will slow things down as Atlanta was able to get back. Plum working baseline under the 2-minute mark here in the first half. AT finding Kalia Copper on the drive. That is something Cross Mesco worked on ad nauseum at shoot-around.
Oh, that's a pretty play, though, because of the way that it was executed.
It's almost like you don't know how to defend it, but a lot of people don't know how to defend Alicia Gray either.
And we told you from the left or the right side, she has been money. That one dribble, either spin back to the middle or the one dribble pull up to middle. Alicia Gray.
14 points for Alicia Gray. Ryan Howard with 15. They're the 2 in double figures for Atlanta. Kelsey Plum working left again. That was actually deflected by Reese. Kalia Copper in the corner, too strong.
And immediately as Ryan Howard got that rebound, what did she do? She looked up the floor to see who was her outlet.
Looking for space for Bree Jones, finds Alicia Gray. No one around her, and that's a very bad idea.
Atlanta is shooting almost 50% from 3. They're 8 of 17 tonight, just doubling up what they did against Vegas, and we're still in the second quarter.
Final minute of play here in the first half. Kelsey Plum being doubled, finds AT. Hit the floor, found DeWanna Bonner. Gray working. DeWanna Bonner fouled on the take.
You got Ryan Howard and Bree Jones both looking confused, and it's going to go against Ryan Howard. I thought both players were pretty steady and straight up in the air, but I think DeWanna Bonner's aggressiveness to the rim forced the refs to have to make a call.
And just aggressiveness also for the offensive rebound on the floor. Like, there were so many hands trying to track it down. So DeWanna Bonner will step up to the free throw line for the first time, or excuse me, the second time tonight. She's 2 for 2 already. Pretty impressive stat line to start. 6 points, 6 rebounds as Naz Hillman checks in for Bree Jones.
That last possession was like a game of chicken, right? Everybody was running at the basketball. And if you ever played a contact sport and somebody's running head on, it's a game of chicken. Who's gonna quit first?
I'll tell you what, if you see AT running at you,
I'm out the way.
That's one of those you don't have to guess. 2-second difference between the game and shot clock. Ryan Howard waiting at the top of the key. Gets the offense going with 10 left on the shot clock. JC working left baseline, pulls it up from the biddy. And DeWanna Bonner called for the foul. Angelica Suffren saying Jordan got hit on the elbow, so 2 free throws on the way. 4.5 left on the game clock.
Bonner's incredulous about it. Wants her coaches to challenge the call as we take another look, and I think it was her hands caught in the cookie jar when Jordan Canada had it corralled near her chest, near the number. There was a hand in the cookie jar right there, and I think that's where the foul got called.
JC connects on the first. Cleans it on both. Extends the lead, 54-47, 2.9 left. AT, full speed ahead, got it off. You can count the bucket. They'll review it. Game in Phoenix, after spending 12 games this season with LA. Beauchamp finds Plum again, 8 on the shot clock. Gray with the assignment. As Plum pulls up, lefty on lefty action.
You better believe Plum is going to try and get herself going. She was the second leading scorer in that first half, and that's her 13th point.
Has not missed a field goal in this ball game. Already mentioned the debut with Phoenix, 20 points in 20 minutes as Jordan Canada just short of dropping in the layup.
A lot of contact on that play.
Kalia Copper, no. Joanna Bonner put back, nothing there.
Bonner trying to tip it because she knows just how good Atlanta is when it comes to rebounding the rock.
Alicia Gray talked about how they had to bounce back, what deficiency that they needed to see after that Vegas game with Autumn Johnson at halftime.
Excellent box out right there by Kalia Copper.
Jordan Canada helped on the drive. A rare miss, and actually the first miss for Kelsey Plum tonight.
And I'm also surprised that she was left wide open. A little bit of a miscommunication at the top right there.
Yeah, Jordan Canada came to help in. Angel Reese on the drive. Puts Atlanta on the board first in the third quarter.
And Reese, the third double-figure scorer right now for Atlanta with 10.
Copper off the bounce, going against Gray. Found the space and gets it underneath as Kalia Copper with the layup.
And that's what you're supposed to do when you've got an Angel Reese, your center, or your 4-player on you.
And Ryan Howard has not cooled off. That's a great reminder of who she is as she's knocked down her 4th triple of the night. She now has 18 points. And a foul at the top of the key that's going to go against Jordan Canada. Jordan right now, it is going to be her 2nd foul as we send it to Autumn.
Well, I caught up with LaToya Sanders, the assistant coach for the Dream, and the halftime discussion in the locker room was centered around energy, specifically on the defensive end, calling for more steals, more deflections, making the Mercury uncomfortable. And when I was listening to the huddles in the first half, it's also been about improving ball screen defense and slips to the basket. Coach Sanders added, I thought we did okay on the defensive end in the first half, but now it's time to turn it up a notch.
Seeing if they can grow in both departments in the second half. Now Hillman left alone, lines it up. Back iron. AT coming for the screen against Plum. Plum keeping her dribble, going left.
Gray affected that shot.
Off the mark, up the floor. Angel Reese collects from Alicia Gray. The layup is good. The pace is there for Atlanta.
You had the half block by Alicia Gray that affected that tip, and then they got it out to Angel Reese and took advantage of the numbers.
The help by Nas Hillman, the spin by AT, in and out as Hillman collects the rebound.
Reese did a nice job of moving her feet on Alyssa Thomas. She's taking on the challenge of defending.
Ryan Howard, the pull-up, bounce just off the left. You can see the communication with Jordan Canada and Ryan Howard making sure they have Kalia Copper covered. Roshan in and out. It feels like this game has been nonstop so far in the third quarter with the pace both teams like to run.
Yeah.
7 fast break points for Atlanta.
Very similar to the first quarter. It was just constant back and forth.
Oh. Block called by Gray. Tried to see if she can get out front. Instead picks the foul up. That'll be her 3rd.
I thought Gray had a argument at an offensive foul because you can see Brashant with the left arm extending and Gray go flying. And Gray just takes a tumble and hits the deck.
Kalia Copper with the screen, the pop, nothing. Jordan Canada.
Before the break calls a timeout.
It's a good look for Kalia Copper, still tracking down the ball. They actually do get it back. Reset at 14. Atlanta on a 7-0 run as Kalia Copper too strong on the shot. And they are now 1 for 11 from the field.
Atlanta's doing a good job of limiting Phoenix to just one-and-done opportunities. They're getting almost every single rebound.
Naz Hillman not hesitating at all. Why would you when you hit 53 threes just a season ago?
Naz Hillman 2 of 3 so far in this one tonight. Excellent job by Alyssa Thomas to avoid the attempted charge by Jalen Sherrod, who was just waiting for her inside the lane.
Bree Jones was asking for the ball underneath, continuing to be one of those front court communicators. Ooh. Time pass! Bree Jones! What's in the bag?
That thing was P-E-R-F-E-C-T. I hope I spelled it right, but it was perfect.
Georgia Tech degree on full display. Good job.
We're known for our math, not our spelling, but I think I spelled that one right. But man, what a dime from Bree Jones.
Naz Hillman collecting on the inside. 3 on the shot clock. DeWanna Bonner still working. Gets it off in time, but no, they'll say a shot clock violation. Great defense by Naz Hillman.
And a better pass right here from Bree Jones. Look how she just dropped that on a dime. She passed not one, not two, a couple of defenders to get that one to Naz Hillman, and it was right on point.
Don't you love the fact that post players that deliver to other post players understand what post players want?
Yep.
Ryan Howard gets fouled on the take. Rashawn will be called for the foul. She'll get 2 free throws.
You'll have those guards who'll put a zip dime in there and a straight chest pass, and you're trying to hold somebody else off, or they might give you a bounce pass when you want it up high and you're holding someone else off. So that's a good point, Angel. A post player knows what a post player likes and dropped it right on the dime for her.
Ryan Howard back at the free throw line. She's 18 points, a game leading 18. And she gets another free throw. Naz Hillman will take a seat. As Angel Reese will come back in as well.
Both teams are tied up for points in the paint. And that's the area that Atlanta leads the league in, but Phoenix, for most of this game, has had their number in the paint. But Atlanta slowly creeping up and being more aggressive inside of the painted area.
Those free throws give Atlanta their biggest lead of the ball game. Up by 17, the back door, AT sends it right back out to Sammy Wickham, and that is a duo that assists to one another more than any in the league.
Sammy Wickham known for her killer instinct when it comes to the three-point shooting. I know they're glad to have her back from injury.
The back door, as Jalen Sherrod still holding at her face after the take. They play on. Ryan Howard drains the 3. They will not have a stoppage of play, so there will have to be a foul assessed before they can check in on Jalen Sherrod at the other end. Kalia Copper, 3 short, and this is where Angel Reese can probably hold for the ball. Actually, Carl Smesco, seeing that Jalen Sherrod was able to bounce back up, avoids taking the timeout.
Sherrod took an extra beat to get the contact back in.
Uh-oh, she's taking a shot, with or without it. She knocks it down! Enhance the contact to Carl Smesco.
That's cold, Jalen, that's cold. Can't lie. Out there playing with one eye.
Bullseye. Kalia Copper sends it to Sammy Wickham, another 3, and she drains it. You don't want to see her get hot.
You don't. Sammy Wickham is known for her deadly three-point shooting. She leads all time in three-point makes off the bench in WNBA history.
Sherrod gives it back. Bree Jones going at Natasha Mack. Just off. Bree Jones off the bench with 7. As Kalia Copper gets fouled on the pull-up.
Yeah, Ryan Howard got caught with her hand in the cookie jar, but look at Jalen Sherrod right here. She gets hit in the face from Melissa Thomas. You can see the swipe down, takes an extra beat to try and get the contact back in, doesn't get the contact back in, so she hands it to her head coach. Look at Carl Smesco's face. He'll take the contact every single time if Sherrod's gonna knock down a 3 like that from the baseline at it.
Yeah, the fact that she was able to knock down the 3, then give the contact to Carl Smesco, but she does go back to the Locker room now as Kalia Copper knocked down 2 free throws. Brings them back to 15.
I think that's a new drill that needs to be implemented in people's practices. One-eyed shooting. If you lose a contact, you got to play on.
Okay, Tess. 90 seconds left in the third quarter. AT coming down, full speed ahead. No call there. 18 on the shot clock.
IQ on top of IQ right there. Good offense, better defense from Naz Hillman. Didn't take the bait.
Sammy Wickams gets freed up again. She's already knocked down the last 2 threes for Phoenix. This time off the bounce, the dish to AT, going against Angel Reese and gets fouled. Angel Reese now sitting with 3 fouls. 1:23 left on the game clock.
I thought Reese did a good job of recovering, but it was just the hedging into Thomas. She could have stayed straight up, but instead she kind of went into Thomas and drew the bait.
First one good for AT, shooting 70% from the free throw line this season. Leads the league this year in assists. We mentioned triple doubles, and you see her name, her face, her jersey, everything. 21, now 22 regular season triple doubles.
Crazy.
Corlays looking for Angel on the block. Find the footing.
Nice.
The balance has looked so good in her game over the last 8 or so.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. She's gotten better right before our eyes, and I just love how far she got pushed out. Doesn't matter. She can create.
Uh-oh, Sammy Wickham, 3 threes, points at the front row. They might want to stop chirping.
I know.
Go.
He over there laughing. Stop chirping. We don't want her to go off in this building.
That is not one you want to provoke. Less than 40 seconds in the third. Gray sends it to Jordan Canada in the corner. Building on it, Atlanta. Hot from outside, knocking down 13 threes.
A sigh of relief from Jordan. Canada in that first half, she missed a couple, and it looked like her confidence was taken away on the 3.
Last shot, rather, in the third.
Jordan won. Perfect play for this Atlanta franchise.
Plum picks up her second. And a 3-point completed play by Alicia Gray. Also on the call is Naz Hillman, rather, will pick up her 4th.
Atlanta's backcourt with a little bit of foul trouble. They've been doing a good job of holding it steady in that third quarter.
Angel Reese with a high hedge, trying to switch back. Finds herself on AT and gets the stop.
Good job. Sorry, Angel, I cut you off, but I was just going to say good job to the other Angel on the court for not taking the bait and fouling.
And that's a turnover at the half court. Right now, it just says, yeah, you got me. They're playing more of the 1. JC more at the 2 spot. Coming up the floor, Ryan Howard, how about her with 7 assists tonight? 23 points and 5 rebounds. JC, rebound queen. Actually will be called for a foul, which will be her 4th. So as you mentioned before, those fouls starting to rack up for Atlanta.
You clear out with the elbow. We're going to take another look at it, but down there in the post, you got to be able to clear out. And I think Angel Reese, it wasn't too aggressive in my opinion, but I think it just caught Natasha Mack right across the face. And because there was facial contact, the refs have to take another look at it, but you can see that right elbow get Mack on the left side of her cheek.
So they'll step to the monitor to see if this needs to be upgraded. It looked like she was just trying to clear space, not in a reckless, non-basketball matter. That's what they look for, unnecessary ball movement.
And I think you summed up basically what I was trying to say in different words. But it didn't look like it was anything intentional. That is what you're taught to do. You clear out space. And I think where Reese's elbows landed was just so happened to be in the space of Natasha Mack's face.
So we're told that it's not an offensive foul. Wait a minute, they said that it's not a flagrant one, so it won't be upgraded. So it still will stay with Phoenix, but not being upgraded.
I agree with that, and I think that goes to what we were saying. It wasn't anything intentional that Reese did. It was just, it so happened to be Mack's face in that area of her elbow.
So we play on. Here comes Plum. Plum with 13 points.
Oh. Mack
just
wasn't
off
ready.
Fingertips.
Yeah, she wasn't ready, and I wasn't ready either. That was a nice pass. You think Kelsey Plum is going to shoot that inside the paint, but finds Mack at the last second.
I mean, this is just her second game. She's getting to know her team a little bit better. Mack will be ready. Hit the foot of Kelsey Plum. AT trying to find her. Oh, streaking up the floor, and a huge bear hug by Carl Smesko. Got to know each other fairly well on this take as Carl Smesko right in. It was like a love story. Jumped in his arms.
It's a good thing he lifts weights. Carried Kelsey Plum.
Nate Tibbetts shares a laugh with Carl Smesko. The fight for the ball. Jordan Canada wins it. More movement, a lot of deflections, a lot of activity on both ends of the floor. 6 on the shot clock. Nas Hillman sets the screen. 2 to work with. Gray off the bounce. Step back 3, short. Alicia Gray got it back, up and under, no.
Ooh, just the energy and the pace that Atlanta plays with, the relentlessness.
Offensive foul as Jordan Canada in the right place at the right time. 3rd foul against Kalia Copper.
Jordan Canada made it the right place at the right time. Look at how she just sizes up the defense, gets her feet steady, and takes the contact. Defense one-on-one from one of the best defenders in the league. Excellent job by Jordan Canada drawing that charge.
Ryan Howard with a game-leading 23 points. Now defended by Dewana Bonner. Atlanta trying to take advantage of Kalia Copper falling, but there was a deflection at the top of the key. So a dream foul going against Bree Jones, which will be her 3rd.
We've got Hillman and Reese both with 4, and now Jones with her 3rd. Meanwhile, you've got Okot, who has not seen the floor so far in this game, the rookie for Atlanta. I think that the rotation that Carl Smesko has on the floor right now, he wants to end the game with, so the front court just has to play a little bit smarter when it comes to controlling fouls.
Yeah, but it comes down to Atlanta playing fast but steady. Not being rushed up the floor as Kelsey Plum pulls up. No. Atlanta has done good on the sharing of the ball department. 26 assists as Jordan Canada gets fouled on the take.
Canada's doing a nice job of getting past multiple defenders. On the first defender, you had Kelsey Plum, who met her. She reached for it and didn't get it. So Jordan Canada keeps the Jets on and attacks their second line of defense, and that's why she's seeing success in getting to the free throw line and baiting them into fouls.
Right at Natasha Mack and picks up her 2nd foul. Going back to Atlanta's offense, every single player has an assist tonight. Ryan Howard leading the way with 7. They have 26 assists on 30 made field goals. As Jordan Canada. This is the first free throw for Atlanta tonight.
Sometimes you don't know what adversity can bring to your team. Remember last season when Atlanta had injuries to Jordan Canada and Ryan Howard had to step in and play point. She had to get used to getting comfortable playing that point guard position. Now you come into this season and you can switch off between the two and throw the defense off.
Managing minutes and wear and tear too for Carlos Mesco in that department. Tawana Bonner pulls up through the contact. She'll get 2.
Bonner taking advantage of Borlase, who just came in the game, hasn't been in the same game speed because she's just getting in and trying to match it to the players who've been in there for longer periods of time, and takes the bait on that one.
So Tawana Bonner will step up to the free throw line for 2. And if I may, just with Tawana Bonner talking about in a docu-series that we saw, The Life of the W on E, just how she said in her 17th season that this may be it. That there's a possibility that this could be the last time we see her suit up in a season. And you think about all the great things that she's been able to do in her career. She is the active leading all-time scorer in the WNBA right now, one of 3 players to have over 8,000 points. And she's just been really great. Has gone back to Phoenix after a couple of stops in Connecticut and Indiana as well, and goes back to where it pretty much started for her in her bloom with 2 championships.
When you speak of championships, you think about winning, and she's also the all-time winningest player in all of WNBA history.
Jordan Canada knocks down the 3. Atlanta has held on to this lead. Shooting 50% from the field. All starters for Atlanta are in double figures as a quick response by Brashawn.
Yep.
Beautiful.
It's that patented look away by Jordan Canada. She doesn't have the numbers, so she looks the other way to evade the defense, and then there goes Bree Jones moving without the basketball, diving to the rim.
You know, there was for a second when I saw her doing that, lulling them to sleep, I thought you were going to take that part.
I just don't want to take the job. I gotta do my part.
The 4th assist for Jordan Canada in that last series gives her the all-time assist leader for Atlanta. Continues to build. What a career she has here in Atlanta. AT coming up the floor. Tawana Bonner thought about it. Wide left. And this being one of the best seasons she's had in her career. One on the game clock, shot clock rather, and Ryan Howard couldn't get it off in time. So it'll be a shot clock violation.
Just one extra pass too much. She had Angel Reese, who saved the possession from going out of bounds. And Alicia Gray, who was heavily guarded, could get the shot off.
Less than 5 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Off the fingertips of Tawana Bonner.
Which way?
I think Atlanta's done a good job of kind of taking the wind out of the sails of Phoenix. This was a game back and forth throughout 3 quarters, and I think Atlanta just put their foot on the pedal in this 4th quarter and just took the wind out of their sails. Any hope?
I think what also Alicia Gray was telling Autumn Johnson is Ryan Howard at the top of the key, short on the 3. Alicia Gray tried to see if she could save it back in bounds, can't. Well, you think about a team that was very upset with the display that they had on a large scale at State Farm Arena. Obviously, it was Barbie night. You want to have different things in the outcomes for that game, but more than anything, every single game is important. You look at the standings, there's a lot of movement that can take place between that 4 and 8 spot. Phoenix right now in that 10th spot, working, trying to find their way. And so you start thinking about how you control the controllables in Atlanta with a big response here tonight.
They controlled their 3-point shooting, which is hard to do. Every night's not going to be a good shooting night, but I think that between the shooting and the second chance efforts, the rebounding, they got it done.
Off on the 3. You get the game, and you get a halftime show that you should be paying for. So such an amazing job that the Atlanta Dream has been able to do with putting so much together, and as you mentioned, building on the culture.
Just the intimacy in this arena, the DJs, just an excellent job all around by the Atlanta Dream franchise of just making it fun on and off court.
Turnover at the top of the key for Jordan Canada. That's the 11th turnover for the Dream. Kalia Copper off the bounce, finding a hole in the defense, but couldn't get over the outstretched hands of Bree Jones.
Angel looked like a guard right there, bringing the ball up the floor.
We've seen it a time or two this season. In and out, Ryan Howard. More direction for Angel Reese. Wants to go at Joanna Bonner. The face up and poked away. Here comes AT. And Kalia Copper rolls that one in.
The off-foot layup. You got to be athletic to have the off-foot layup, and Ka Copper is just that. She's been kind of quiet in this one, though. That was just her 14th point of the game.
Want to make sure it is known and corrected too for Jordan Canada, who gets the 2 at the rim as the most assists in a single season in this franchise. Has over 502 of them in 3 years, but a foul will be called against her, which will be her 3rd.
Here's what I'll say about Jordan Canada. At halftime, she had just 2 points. She was 0 for 4 from the field, 0 for 3 from 3, and those 2 points came at the free throw line. Since then, she's up to 13 points, 2 of 7 from 3 and 4 of 13 from the field. She's just really dialed in on the offensive end.
I love that you said that. It does look like there's a sense of like locking in that you have to have as a champion. She's done it twice with Seattle. And if you think about the lock-in mentality, she's been able to learn from the likes of a Sue Bird and what it is to lead a team.
But also credit what you said earlier. You brought the attention to Ryan Howard running the point guard position. Well, now you got Jordan Canada off the ball, and she can come off some screens and eat and find her offense.
Angel Reese on the dive. It is a foul. Melissa Thomas does not agree. And quickly, Nate Tibbetts with the finger wave will say, we're going to challenge this one. They do have one available. And so both teams will go to their respective benches.
Melissa Thomas had
3 of them, one in Philly coming as well. And so we're right now being told by the lead official, Tierra Cruz, what the challenge has been. And it is a successful challenge for Phoenix.
Don't go to my LASIK doctor, y'all.
I didn't want to say anything.
Well, AT knew and successful challenge, so they'll get the ball back, but they got a heavy load to fill if they want to come back down 14 with just under 2 minutes.
They'll need more of that. 12-point ball game, less than 2 minutes to play. Atlanta has to manage these final 2. A lot like a football game, the 2-minute drill. To work with. Jordan looking for space. Nothing there. And a late whistle on the take. Jordan Canada searching for either of them to blow the whistle, and one finally does.
But you know what you get? You might have had a late whistle, and Jordan Canada doing what she's supposed to do, putting the pressure on the defense. But right there you had an Angel Reese who was going to get that offensive rebound either way, and that's just the confidence that I was talking about at the beginning of the game, of giving those second chance opportunities to Atlanta, where you can take that shot and know this, your front court has your back down low.
Kelsey Plum will take a seat as Lexi Held will check in. Lexi Held, the rookie out of DePaul, actually returns to Phoenix after being selected by the Toronto Tempo in the expansion draft. Coming off the bounce, right away off the bench. Angel Reese will say, I'll give the ball up to Jordan Canada. We've seen her play point forward before. Gray with a quick one on the wing. A couple of substitutions ready to check out the remaining players for Atlanta. Might see them more in a reset timeout. And as we're in the final minute, the fans are officially back on their feet. Atlanta at home can move to 11-5 on the season. 19-11 with the win over Phoenix. Puts them 2-0 over them, playing Phoenix very close earlier in the season. And that was a tight win, 82-80, that they were able to walk away with. And Angel Reese, from what we've been able to see too now, picks up her, in that previous one, picked up her 10th rebound. So we'll check out. She has yet another double-double. Jordan Canada being fouled.
Dream have 5 players in double figures. Bree Jones sitting at 9 points. Just needed one more to have a 6th player in double figures. And this is the offensive showing that Carl Smesko wanted from his team. You already said it. They came in this game mad because of the performance they had a couple nights ago.
So Phoenix, who have won 4 of their last 5 games, meeting Atlanta, as you mentioned, playing upset, as Jordan Canada still said hey, I'm trying to check out of the ball game, but Jordan Sherrod is over here hanging out with us. Dewana Bonner gets fouled by Medina Okot, so 2 more on the way for DB.
I think the starters, or the first 2 rotations, did an excellent job of just maintaining the distance in this game from Phoenix. Phoenix didn't go away, and they still haven't in this game, but up until the 3rd quarter, it was single digits.
Atlanta holding on to a lead where Alicia Gray at halftime said that we have to build, continue to build, and they were able to do just that. Phoenix never led in this ball game, as Jordan Canada will take a seat in a streak that was ended for Atlanta against the Aces. A season best 5-game win streak came to a close, and the bounce back has looked pretty good. So 6 wins in their last 7. Will do it for this ball game. Phoenix will see Connecticut on Friday.